Tatum Brown and Micaiah Miller to step it up offensively moving forward.
Thanks, Adam. Third year at the helm for both of these head coaches of these two programs. Tony Kemper, a record of 53-29 in his third season in Conway. Back-to-back runner-up finishes in the ASUN tournament. We'll meet the starters for both sides here momentarily as we are officially underway from the swish as JU initially controls that opening tip. Tatum Brown corrals it along that far sideline, and we are now underway here at Swisher Gymnasium. Special Jennings Dolphins in the white jerseys with the green trim. Central Arkansas, the purple jerseys with the white trim as Bree Stevens tries to pick off the pass early. Priscilla Williams collects the rebound, lets it fly, cannot connect on the three. Anaya Smith clears it up. Tried to go downstairs with Tatum Brown, but she can't cash in on the opening score. Let's meet the starters for Central Arkansas. Again, just 3 returners from a season ago, 2 of them in the starting 5, Cheyenne Kemp and Bree Stevens. They are joined by Paris Santa Catarina, our player to watch, Shea Littleford, and Juliana Gibson, who transferred from St. Francis. Tie up under the hoop, and that jump ball will keep it on this end of the floor with the possession arrow favoring the visiting Sugar Bears. You pointed it out to me earlier, Ray. The Sugar Bears are just one of 2 teams on Central Arkansas's campus that go by that title.
It is the women's basketball and the volleyball team that are the Sugar Bears.
Stevens directing traffic, gets it down low to Gibson, kicks it out. Near side, corner 3 for Cheyenne Kemp is pure. First olive out of the jar to the Sugar Bears.
That's not the first 3 and only 3 we're going to see from the Sugar Bears tonight. They are top 25 in both threes per game made at 8.8 and total 3-pointers made at 141.
Another empty possession for JU, who has the same starting 5 that we've seen each of the last few games since Collie Howard's season-ending injury, with Kamaya Bowman stepping into that starting lineup. Smith works baseline around Kemp, kicks it out. It's far corner. That's Micaiah Miller for 3. The senior with the first bucket of the day for the home team. And now another 3-point attempt from Central Arkansas. Ray told you off the top of the game, top of the broadcast, folks, we would see a lot of players dialing it up from long distance. Priscilla Williams muscles her way in through the paint. She'll head to the free throw line, the first free throw shot today.
That is what Priscilla Williams does best, get inside the paint and knock down the free throws. That's what the Dolphins will need to do. In their win last week, they were 74% against Queens, but only 60% against West Georgia.
That's one of our keys to the game, and certainly for Central Arkansas, trying to force JU to operate in the half-court set defensively. That's going to be a goal for Tony Kemper's side, but as he told me, Ray, that's their goal each and every time they take the floor. About 2 minutes gone here at Swisher Gymnasium. JU, the early 5-3 lead, as Williams goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. That's a hook shot from Paris Santa Catarina, no good, but Central Arkansas collects another O-board.
Santa Catarina, 8 points against Bellarmine and 8 more against Eastern Kentucky in last week's matchups.
10 to shoot for UCA. Kemp guarded by Anaya Smith, top of the arc, trying to drive around the key, and that's going to be a traveling violation on one of 3 returners from last year's ASUN runner-up squad. Kemp, as her head coach said, a player who is not only homegrown, but just needed more opportunities, and now has really taken on a starring role for the Sugar Bears in her 3rd season on campus.
The Sugar Bears are 3rd in the conference in points per game at 70.4, but they have the number 1 defense, 56.6 points allowed, number 1 in the Atlantic Sun.
Santa Catarina brings it up the floor, trying to go coast to coast before opting to reset the offense with Littleford. Littleford, double team comes in the form of Miller and Tatum Brown. Now here's Miller, 2-on-1. Miller's layup is no good, denied, but draws the contact.
Good to see the Dolphins get aggressive inside the arc, inside the paint. as we said many times, among the top 5 in the country at getting to the free throw line. Number 3 coming into tonight's play, and number 6 in free throws made per game.
Yeah, the free throws, that still was a thing last week in the loss to West Georgia. Both of these sides coming off of disappointing L's, trying to snap that skid. And both of these teams didn't do the things that are hallmarks of their program, if I may, Ray, last week in that Saturday matchup for both teams with JU. They lost the points in the paint margin, just 21 points off 17 forced turnovers, a game that, if you ask their head coach, they really couldn't do anything well offensively, missed 20 layups according to Special Jennings. And meanwhile, for Central Arkansas, they shot 16% from three-point range, which has also been a hallmark of their game this season.
Well, knowing Coach Jennings and these Dolphins players, they have already shaken that off. They've worked hard this week. They're ready for this week's matchups. And the Dolphins look to them to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
They're on a 7-0 run over the last 2 minutes, have held Central Arkansas scoreless during that same time. There's Williams. Gets it out to Smith, right wing. Splits 2 defenders, back out to Williams for 3. That's off the mark, and it'll fall harmlessly out of bounds. Fresh legs for JU. Our first look at, actually, no, check that. I almost forgot that Cremiah Bowman, now part of the starting 5, Ray. Had been a key reserve for Special Jennings, but with Collie Howard's season-ending ACL tear, it's the transfer from Shepherd University who steps into the starting 5. Smith with the steal, head full of steam. Now JU resets the offense. Tatum Brown for 3, yes sir. Tatum Brown, the freshman sensation, the highest rated recruit in JU history, makes it a 10-0 run for the home team. 5:58 will keep it right here as Jacksonville University out to an impressive start, Ray, to begin what is a pivotal matchup with 2 teams, 2-2 in conference play.
Yeah, and that last possession got the ball in the paint, left wide open 3-point, and a great look right down the middle.
JU doing a little bit of everything here. They can shoot the 3, they can pound the paint. Can they keep it going? 10-3 advantage for the home team with 5:58 remaining in the first.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
This is the college experience you want. The programs, the housing, the dream campus. You get amazing facilities and opportunities and communities. All at UCA, where learning takes you so far. And living, it's everything. UCA is affordable too, now with a debt-free pathway. So it's easier to go to college. With us, the University of Central Arkansas.
This is where dreams take root and connections flourish. This is where people are empowered and all things are possible. This is Ratify Credit Union, and our commitment to this community goes beyond banking. We're your neighborhood credit union, woven into Northeast Florida since 1935. So we get you, because we share the same streets, the same experiences, and the same dreams. Ratify, your neighborhood credit union.
Welcome to the Atlantic Sun, where heart-pounding moments are born and where champions rise above. Where speed defies limits and precision finds its mark. Where millions of fans nationwide cheer for excellence, determination, and fairness. Where public, private, and faith-based schools compete side by side, fostering sportsmanship and unity. From the beaches to the mountains, the Atlantic Sun is the destination.
For 20 years, JWB Rental Homes has helped Jacksonville families find affordable, quality rentals. And with our Home Step program, your rent can help build equity toward owning your own home. Start your path home at jwbrentalhomes.com.
Seventh-point advantage for the home team. Sixth all-time meeting. I was going to make a 6-7 joke there, Ray, but it's the inverse. Sixth all-time meeting between Jacksonville University, Central Arkansas. Mia O'Brien, Ray Bureau, thanks for hanging out with us on ESPN+. The Sugar Bears hold the series lead 3-2, but JU 2-1 at home against Central Arkansas all time. Sugar Bears have been held scoreless the last 3+ minutes, trying to change that coming out of the first time out of the ball game. Cheyenne Kemp with both buckets of the night, 2 threes for the junior, 6 points for Central Arkansas.
Kemp scored 17 against Bellarmine, 13 against EKU in last week's matchup. She has 10 double-digit games with a season high of 22 points.
Tatum Brown stops and pops and has the answer on the other end.
Tatum Brown is red hot to start the ball game. 11 versus Queens last week, 4 versus West Georgia.
The true freshman had a career high in the season opener against Charleston Southern, including the game-winning bucket. Then kind of struggled a little bit in the month of November and December, Ray, to really impact the game with her scoring. Found other ways, though, to contribute.
But then conference play began, and she's right back on track. You saw her make the really good three-pointer just before the break, and now the basket, the jump shot. Dolphins off to a really good start in all facets so far.
Doubling up the visitors with 5 minutes gone here at the Swish. Anaya Smith brings it up the floor for JU. Wide open look, flies through the lane, almost had a layup. I think Smith was so excited, couldn't believe just how open a look she had, and then lost the handle on the way to the rack.
And Anaya Smith totaled 13 points in the 2 games last week, and since her injury coming back, she's getting gradually more and more minutes each game, and that's the reason why you just saw right there.
Yep, as her coach says, she may be small, but she is Mighty Mouse, her nickname. A ferocious defender, maybe their best all-around guard. Unfortunately, she draws the offensive foul there.
Well, hustle's going to cause that to happen. Jenna Cook got herself positioned really well, but that's not going to slow Anaya Smith down.
Because of that injury she suffered in her season opener, career opener in her college career, missed almost all of the month of November and December, and because it was a leg injury, Ray, still trying to get her sea legs back under her. As we get our first look, great post moves underneath from Linda Manning, who's checked into the game for UCA. She'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
This is her 17th appearance on the season. She has a high of 21 minutes, but she does average about 16 minutes per game. Averaging 4.1 points per game as well.
Yeah, she adds some depth to Tony Kemper's front court, which has got a lot of unique body types. Bree Stevens, of course, is the headliner at 6 foot flat. Was among the nation's leaders, top 10 last year in blocks, but also 83 assists. And so a Manning at 6'1", the transfer from St. Peter's, another interesting body type in the front court. Not massive size, but someone who can also stretch the floor a little bit too. She goes 1 of 2 from the line. JU now on the other end of the floor. Same starting 5 minus Anaya Smith. Now Mikey White on the floor out there. Tatum Brown tried to corral the rebound. Our officials tonight point to the floor. That'll be a foul on the Sugar Bears.
Mariah Knight now entering for Jacksonville, and Mariah Knight, she's a player that may not score 20 points, but she finds many different ways to help her team while she has her minutes on the court.
Speaking of interesting body types, someone who can play on the wing, can certainly pack the paint as well. Mariah Knight's got a really smooth stroke from mid-range too. She draws the contact there off the ball. That's on a Manning. 4th team foul on Central Arkansas already, 4:12 to go first quarter. They also have 5 turnovers. Priscilla Williams banging on the boards down low and cashes in.
Well, the Dolphins again playing their game inside. They have the number 4 offense in the conference taking on the number 1 defense.
Here's Stevens letting it fly from that same mark where Kemp has already cashed in 2 threes today. No luck for the super senior, but she does collect the rebound on the other end. Now UCA pushes pace, denied along the wing. Tatum Brown came flying in for the block, but there is another 3-ball for Central Arkansas, the first basket of the day for Jenna Cook.
She has 5 double-figure games so far this season with a season high of 16. Scored 11 against Bellarmine last week.
Sugar Bears with a little uncharacteristic up-tempo move there. JU responds with some pushed pace of their own. Can't cash in on that end, on that possession though. Here's more up-tempo from Bree Stevens and friends. Still searching for that elusive first bucket is the ASUN preseason defensive player of the year. Her defense gets involved there though. Ball swatted out of bounds, and it'll be Central Arkansas basketball.
A few misses for Bree Stevens. That won't stop her. She is one of the many on this team who will shoot as many three-pointers as the offense or defense will let them take. They're averaging about 29 three-point attempts per game, which I believe is number 31 in the country.
14-10 now. Sugar Bears trying to claw back into this one. Littleford trying to find the entry pass to a Manning. Now dribbles in the paint herself. Lets it fly with the left. It's off the front of the iron. Priscilla Williams clears for JU. 3-on-3. Williams can't connect from about 16 feet out. Littleford dishes it down low to Cook. Can't get the layup to drop, but she does get fouled by Mariah Knight in the process.
So Cook will go to the line for Central Arkansas. On the season, really, really good at 88%, 15 out of 17.
Cook is one of the other 3 returners alongside Kemp and Stevens as the first rattles home. Another homegrown star for Tony Kemper, who's got plenty of Arkansas products on his roster.
And as a freshman last year, Cook played in all 33 games. She shot 34% from three-point range.
She makes it a 1-possession game for the first time since the 8-minute mark, and now Central Arkansas's defense trying to get active along that far baseline on Bailey Burns. Officials say that ball last touched by the purple and white. Burns, White, Miller, Knight, and Coco Mitchell on the floor for JU. Here is White. Top of the key, lets it fly. That's off the front of the iron. The rebound to Kemp. Kemp and Stevens push pace the other way. Kemp thought about another 3. She's 2 of 2 on the night from that same spot. Instead, kicks it out to Cook for 3. That's off the window. Coco Mitchell snares the rebound and goes flying along the baseline. Hopefully her head didn't hit the wall, Ray.
There are also some metal chairs over there as well that Coco was just able to avoid.
Coco spent the first half of the season wearing the face mask. Does not have it on anymore for conference play. Kind of wishing she had it on that play. JU is in the bonus though, and so the sophomore Mitchell will shoot her first set of free throws.
Mitchell on the season though, 46%. She did score 16 points versus Queens. She was 7 for 10 from the field and 8 more against West Georgia in last week's contests.
And misses the second as well. Uncharacteristic 0 for 2 trip to the free throw line for Coco Mitchell. Keeps it 14-12, under 2 to play first quarter. Littleford controls it, top of the key. Now over to Cook. Now Littleford fires from almost the logo. Ball went out on Linda Manning as she attempted to grab the rebound, and so it'll be Dolphin basketball. Interesting shooting motion from both the sharpshooter Littleford and from Cook. But hey, if you get the 3 to fall, I ain't judging.
It doesn't matter how it gets in, just get in.
Cross-court heave from White to Miller, and now Mariah Knight with the finish. Great ball movement from JU.
Yeah, Knight positions herself perfectly to get that layup, uncontested.
JU forcing Central Arkansas to play a little bit more on their toes, a little less milk the shot clock, play in that half-court set. Bree Stevens, her first points of the night, and finally gets a 3 to fall.
Bree Stevens scored only 7 total points in last week's games in 53 minutes, but she does have 11 double-digit games this season.
Similar cross-court movement from the Finns. This time, it's Mikey White who almost finished. Instead, she'll head to the line after drawing some contact on the baseline.
Mikey White is a fantastic 81% free throw shooter.
What a story the transfer from Temple College, an NAIA school, has been. The Harker Heights, Texas native. It's just incredible when you look at it, Ray, because she scored 14 points total in her first 4 games. She scored 15 last time out against West Georgia. She scored 18 the game before that in 21 minutes. Ever since her head coach sat her down and said, Mikey, if you don't shoot, I'm going to pull you off the floor, Mikey White has responded in a big way.
Yeah, she has a season high of 22. She's also scored 19, 17, another 16, and 13. She's really doing a lot for the Dolphins.
She pushes the lead back out to 3. Littleford splits the defenders late and took one too many steps on her way to the basket.
Well, the Dolphins are playing very terrific defense so far. They have already forced 5 Sugar Bear turnovers.
White comes off a screen from Knight. Posts up, and that's going to be an offensive, actually a travel. Thought it'd be an offensive foul. It's a traveling violation on Mikey White.
Yeah, she was trying to set for that short jumper, but her momentum, that back foot did drag. It was the correct call.
5-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Stevens guarded top of the key by Knight. Dishes it down low to Griffin. Coco Mitchell almost came up with the interception. Can't handle it though. And it falls out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with the purple and white.
Yeah, Mitchell not afraid to get some contact, hit the floor, do whatever it takes to try to get the ball.
8 to shoot for Kemp along the right wing. Ends up passing it to the top of the arc to Littleford. Here's Littleford, 3 to shoot, lays it up and in. Can't get it to drop, but she'll head to the free throw line for her first free throws of the night.
Well, Shea Littleford does pretty much everything well, especially at the line, 75%. She's in the top 10 in the conference in almost every category.
If you can believe it, though, Ray, with that first missed free throw, Shea Littleford in danger of being held scoreless in this first quarter.
I would not have guessed that.
And she does get the second for good measure. Cuts it back down to a 2-point JU advantage, 7.7 seconds to go in the first quarter.
That is surprising because Littleford, 13.5 points per game. She's a 40% shooter from the field.
5 to shoot for Mikey White. Foul is called off the ball. Looks like it's on Micaiah Miller. Or no, it'll be on Bailey Burns. And so that's another turnover for JU after just 2 on Anaya Smith through the first 6 minutes of the game. 4 to shoot for Littleford. Littleford trying to go coast to coast. Leaves it short, and that will do it for the first stanza at the Swish. 8 in Jacksonville, Florida, Ray. But thankfully, it is heating up on the hardwood at Swisher Gymnasium. Unfortunately, one player who cannot take part in tonight's great matchup between JU and Central Arkansas, senior Callie Howard, the Zachary, Louisiana native, tore her ACL in that game against Lipscomb on Saturday, January 3rd. Was a starter on this team, 3rd in rebounds. Will have surgery in February. Wishing all the best to Howard, who was back at practice this week and remains in good spirits.
And we'd like to see her back, but unfortunately we won't be able to this year. She was averaging over 7 points per game and doing many things for Coach Jennings.
Mariah Knight's first 3-point attempt of the evening is no good. Central Arkansas clears the other way. Emery Bohannon controls for Central Arkansas as a foul is called. Looks like it's going to be on Cheyenne, or on Brian. It'll be on Juliana Gibson, number 2. Sorry, I thought that was on Cheyenne Kemp. It's on Juliana Gibson. Moving screen, JU basketball.
The Dolphins have played really good defense so far.
They have held Central Arkansas to a 4 of 15 mark from the floor as Mikey White hustles her way. And 2 more free throw opportunities.
You know, we rave about the defense of the Sugar Bears, but they're also a good offensive team. They're number 3 in the Atlantic Sun and over 70 points per game. The Dolphins' defense has really kept them in check.
Second trip to the charity stripe for Mikey White tonight. Remains perfect from the line. Mikey White on the floor with Bailey Burns, Mariah Knight, Tatum Brown, who just checked back in, and Coco Mitchell. Important to note, Ray, with Howard's ACL tear and season-ending injury, this is a team that's going to have to rely not just on its guard play, but its young guards. Brown and Anaya Smith, both true freshmen. Coco Mitchell and White, who makes the second of 2 free throws, sophomores.
Well, we've talked about the depth on the roster. Coach Jennings is very happy that she can put anyone in at any point and really not lose much at all. And with Howard out, someone else is in, getting the opportunity to step up, no matter who it is.
Yeah, prior to Howard's injury, Special Jennings believed she could go 10 deep, literally hockey subs. 5 on, 5 off, denied is Bohannon by Bailey Burns. They work it inside now, entry pass to Knight. Knight defended by Stevens. I think that's going to go down as another block for the grad student from Townsville, Australia, who, of course, was top 10 in the country in blocks 1 year ago. For Bailey Burns, that is her first block on the season, and for Stevens, that is her 25th. Stevens, a very high IQ player, wants to get her teammates involved. As Tony Kemper said, she doesn't take over games in the way that the most dominant player on some rosters do, Ray. But she's the type of player that makes so many winning plays, like that one right there.
Well, she is also 5th in the conference in rebounds per game, 18th in scoring average, and 15th in assists.
Sharmella Reed volleys it back in bounds, stepped over the line, though, and that'll be a turnover on the Finns. Bohannon the drive, now kicks it back out to Santa Catarina. That's off the mark. The rebound, though, to Stevens. Stevens trying to work her way around Reed. Fresh shot clock. Central Arkansas intent to use it. No. Stevens' 3 is off the window, and now we have a stoppage in play. Santa Catarina got tripped up on that last Central Arkansas possession. 7:47 remaining, 20-18, JU in front. As the training staff and head coach Tony Kemper make their way onto the floor to check on Paris Santa Catarina, the San Diego transfer. Another Australian native on this roster. Third member of our crew, Adam Freese, will check on Santa Catarina as we take a look back at what we've seen so far, Ray, through a quarter and change at Swisher Gymnasium. JU up by 2 in a game in which they've just shot 5 of 17 from the floor, 2 of 6, yes, from three-point land, and they started 2 of 2. They've found different ways to score, whether that's pounding it inside or finding success initially from beyond the arc, although recently it's been a bit harder to come by.
They're also 8 for 10 from the line. That's one of the big reasons they're ahead right now. Both teams are shooting under 30% from the field, and 13 total turnovers, 7 for Central Arkansas, 6 for the Dolphins.
Santa Catarina hops off, looks to be a left leg injury. We'll have Adam check in on the junior as we resume play here at the Swish.
And Paris Santa Catarina averaging 8.4 points per game. Hoping she's all right. She is hopping on one foot at the moment, and she will get some attention.
Yeah, no points for the junior transfer tonight, but as Tony Kemper told me pregame, she plays well, we play well, and she is currently out of this game. Coco Mitchell controls it at the top of the key. Spin move in the lane and can't get the mid-range jumper to fall. Sharmella Reed, though, tears down the O-board. Draws the contact, but it'll be an offensive foul. Or jump ball, sorry. My apologies. Still a 2-point ball game. JU clinging to the lead. They work it around the arc, now to Bohannon, now to Kemp in that left shoulder pocket, now to Griffin, top of the arc, 10 to shoot. Littleford, go near corner, Kemp, 3, yes sir. Third 3 of the night for Cheyenne Kemp.
Makes 26 on the season. She is over 36% this season from beyond the arc.
Central Arkansas takes its first lead since 3-0, and Coco Mitchell throws it away. Here's Bohannon trying to go coast to coast, but can't finish. Bailey Burns pulls down the board. Drew a little contact from Bohannon in the process. That'll be important to watch. We know JU loves to get to that free throw line as we take one more look at that wide open look on the near corner from Cheyenne Kemp.
And she got herself very wide open, able to sneak away from the defense. And the Dolphins, with a team that shoots the threes like the Sugar Bears do, they want to protect that arc.
Brown comes off a screen, fires from about 20 feet out. The true freshman, 3 of 5 from the floor tonight.
Four double-digit games so far this season, 6 rebounds tonight.
JU regains the lead. Bailey Burns picks the pocket of Kemp. Did she take one step too many? No, she didn't, and she drew some contact in the process. That's going to be foul number 2 on Cheyenne Kemp. That is certainly a storyline to follow for the Sugar Bears' leading scorer.
Yeah, both players just going for the ball, being very aggressive. They made the contact. The foul may be what caused what looked like it might have been the step.
Reed sets the screen. Now Brown a little bit to the left of where she last connected. 4 for her last 5. Silky smooth finish.
Tatum Brown already with 9 points.
Well, we see big game Tay today. 24-21. Nice defense from Bailey Burns as Priscilla Williams comes over to guard Stevens. Here's Kemp. Dribbles into a double team, kicks it back out to Littleford, who fires with the left. That's short. The rebound, though, falls to Griffin. Now they kick it back out to Kemp. Man, oh man, Cheyenne Kemp. Locked in, leading scorer for either side. Her 4th tray of the first half. 5:12 still remaining. We're all tied at 24.
All 4 of her baskets have been three-pointers. In fact, all of her shots have been three-point attempts.
Priscilla Williams' turnaround J is off the back of the iron, but she drew the ire of Kemp. And P will head back to the free throw line.
Williams will head back to where she is at 78% on the season.
With the injury to Howard, Priscilla Williams going to have to provide a bit more depth in the front court. She'll also shoot some free throws when we return here on ESPN. Knotted at 24. You are watching ASUN Women's Basketball on ESPN.
For 20 years, JWB Rental Homes has helped Jacksonville families find affordable, quality rentals. And with our Home Step program, your rent can help build equity toward owning your own home. Start your path home at jwbrentalhomes.com.
I'm Justin Willman. Sorry. As a magician, it's my job to make you believe that what you're seeing is real. Hey, do you want to see something cool? Sure. What the? How'd you do that? That's amazing. Or is it just an illusion? Only one way to find out. Try it for yourself.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You come to the right place.
This is where dreams take root and connections flourish. This is where people are empowered and all things are possible. This is Ratify Credit Union. And our commitment to this community goes beyond banking. We're your neighborhood credit union, woven into Northeast Florida since 1935. So we get you, because we share the same streets, the same experiences, and the same dreams. Ratify, your neighborhood credit union.
This is the college experience you want. The programs, the housing, the dream campus. You get amazing facilities and opportunities and communities. All at UCA, where learning takes you so far. And living, it's everything. UCA's affordable too, now with a debt-free pathway. So it's easier to go to college. With us, the University of Central Arkansas.
All tied up at the swish. Let's check in with the third member of our broadcast crew, Adam Priest, who I believe has more on the injured Central Arkansas player.
Thanks, Mia. Paris Santa Katrina went down with an ankle injury. She thought she heard it pop. She's still being evaluated by the athletic trainers, and she is questionable to return.
Thanks so much, Adam. The O'Brien Ray Bureau. 4:59 remaining in this first half. A back-and-forth affair. Our second tie of the night between JU and UCA. We've seen 3 lead changes. JU jumped out to a pretty sizable lead, has led for 12:04 in this one. Their largest lead by 7, though. Priscilla Williams makes them both and pushes that lead back out to a pair. And as we were saying before we hit that last break, Ray, with the season-ending injury to Kylie Howard, Priscilla Williams going to have to play a bit more of the 4 and the 5, her traditional positions, if for nothing else because of her 6'2" frame. Special Jennings really wanted her to play more of like a guard, though, in 2025, 2026, but now necessitated by the injury to Howard, we'll see her a little bit more in the front court.
You know, Priscilla will do anything that she needs to do to help the team. The entire roster, we can say that about every one of these young women.
Yep, Special says it all the time. She's got a bunch of hoopers here at JU. Micaiah Miller a little too close to comfort on our player to watch for the Sugar Bears, Shea Littleford. Littleford will head back to the free throw line. The only place that she has found success on the offensive end of the floor tonight, Ray, just 1 point in the ball game, the leading scorer for Central Arkansas. 0 of 5 from the field. And now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Shea Littleford, the University of Tennessee Martin transfer, asking the coaching staff pregame how they found her. Well, they said, we played her twice. She had a lot of mutual friends on the team, wanted a little something different for her final season of college, and found her way to Conway, Arkansas.
Well, we know they're very happy to have her. 13 double-digit games this season, a high of 23 points.
Held to just 2, though, here tonight so far. Micaiah Miller trying to find a teammate to pass the ball to. A little pick and roll with Sharmella Reed. Give and go. Pick and roll. Gets the bucket to go.
And she was looking for the foul. Did not get the call.
Sugar Bears trying to find that open shooter from long distance. Tatum Brown can't believe it. She thought she had Layla Reese dead in her tracks along the baseline. Instead, that'll be foul number 2 on the true freshman. Check that, foul number 1 on Tatum Brown. There was a traveling violation earlier. Off the ball foul, so it'll stay on the floor. 3:47 remaining here in this first half. 28-25, JU in front. A battle of two teams sitting at 2-2 in the ASUN standings in the top half of the league. Littleford dumps it off down low for Griffin. Griffin gets the basket to go.
Cameron Griffin, 3 for 12 and 3-pointers. No free throw attempts, but she positioned herself very well in the paint.
Speaking of positioning herself well in the paint, great movement from Priscilla Williams. Baseline to Sharmella Reed.
Well, Sharmella Reed got 6 versus Queens last week in the win.
Bohannon lost the handle, hit the deck. Bailey Burns had to jump over her to not incur the foul. And now the Sugar Bears take advantage of the miscue.
Layla Reese, 14 versus Bellarmine last week, 6 versus EKU, 3 double-digit games with a high of 14 twice this season. She has 2 4 3-pointer games.
30 all, 3 minutes remaining. Isn't that aesthetically pleasing on the bottom line? Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. A whole lot to do at halftime. We will take a look around the ASUN scores and standings on this third week of conference play as Littleford draws more contact on her way to the hoop.
And we got Sharmella Reed called for the foul, just her first.
I mean, if you're Littleford, you probably want to get to the line as early and as often to try to work your way out of that shooting slump, try to regain some of your shooting confidence. For the first time tonight, she hits the first of her 2 free throw attempts. And that time, she gets them both.
Yeah, it's tough to keep a player like Littleford down very long. She is a dynamic scorer. Gets rebounds, assists, does a whole lot of everything for the Sugar Bears.
Anaya Smith is back at the point for JU. She got it to Micaiah Miller, who now has her second basket of this second quarter. Miller now up to 7 points, perfect from the floor. Here's Littleford along the left side of the key. Priscilla Williams, oh my goodness. Priscilla strips Littleford. Tried to bring the ball up the floor, which we know P can do that too. Don't be fooled by that 6'2" frame. Gets tripped up. That's going to be a foul on Central Arkansas. And just like that, JU is back in the bonus, and Priscilla Williams is shooting more free throws.
And she's been probably the most aggressive player on the court for either team tonight. So you've had 4 ties, 4 lead changes, another tie just broken at the line.
Williams, for those who may be unfamiliar, well-traveled in her college career. Initially began her collegiate career at Syracuse, the number 9 recruit nationally, 5-star. Perfect from the line tonight as well, by the way.
Yeah, she's traveled the country up to Oregon.
USF.
Back to Jacksonville.
Well-traveled.
So she has some really good air miles.
And she's from Texas. Did we mention that? She comes away with a steal here. Passes 2 defenders, 1 to beat, lays it up, can't connect.
That time she was so aggressive, she lost control of the ball on the dribble, and that's what cost her the layup.
Nice defense from the Finns, but they find the wide open Bree Stevens in the near side. Central Arkansas is back in front, 35-34.
Yeah, Stevens just caught the ball, turned and fired, didn't really even take a good look, but she was wide open, and as much as she shoots, that's all she needs.
You noted it, Ray, as Tatum Brown tried to thread the needle to Sharmella Reed, but that is going to be turnover number 9 on JU. That left corner pocket, Bree Stevens and Cheyenne Kemp have been absolutely taking advantage of it here in this first half.
And the Dolphins have left that corner open a lot so far tonight.
Tatum Brown hauls down the rebound and pushes pace the other way with Smith. 2-on-2. Smith dumps it off for Miller. No shot. The foul is going to come off the ball. Looks like it's going to be on Gibson. As we take one more look.
Well, the hustle of Smith, she was able to find Miller, the foul before the shot, but Miller sneaking in behind the defense and positioning herself for the layup that didn't count, but Smith will get a couple of shots.
First trip to the free throw line for the 5'4" freshman tonight. Again, she played just 3 minutes in the opener, then missed the next 2 months, basically, of the season.
And she's coming in at 80% from the line tonight.
Perfect so far.
Remember, we said earlier, she's getting more and more minutes in each game, and Anaya Smith has been very impressive in every one of those games.
Our 7th lead change of the night. Under a minute to go in a 1-point ball game. Mitchell and Reed collide. Griffin and Littleford still somehow make the most of it. Folks, she ain't Little Ford. She's a big Ferrari. Once she gets going, you better look out.
She's attempted 74 threes coming into tonight's play. She's made 32% of them.
8th lead change as Littleford pushes UCA back up by 2. Anaya Smith content to work the shot clock. 10 to shoot. Comes off a screen from Reed. Now the double team comes. Leaves it for Miller. 4 to shoot. Miller one-on-one with Littleford. To Mitchell. Now back to Miller. Lets it fly. Off the window and no good. Here comes Griffin the other way. 7 to shoot for the Sugar Bears. 2-point advantage. 5 seconds to go. Turnaround Jay from Reese is pure. Layla Reese gives Central Arkansas its largest lead of the night at the buzzer. Lipscomb and Austin Peay to round out the month of January.
That's going to be a very tough road trip for the Dolphins. EKU, Lipscomb, Austin Peay, whom the Dolphins have already seen, all play different styles of basketball. Austin Peay extremely fast. Lipscomb, they, like Central Arkansas, love to shoot the three.
Coach Jennings' message to her team pregame was have fun and play your game, whether it's that game against Austin Peay in a few weeks or if it's this second half. I think that's going to be the message for the Dolphins.
EKU actually leads Central Arkansas, if you can believe that, in total three-pointers made. They are number 1 in the conference. The Sugar Bears are number 2. Well, there's a three-pointer. Dolphins come in last in the conference in three-pointers made, but they put a few up on the board tonight. Micaiah Miller, she's been red hot.
That is her second tray of the day, and Special Jennings has been very vocal. Her team just hasn't shot a lot of threes because they haven't had to. Cheyenne Kemp showing the range. 4 threes, and now a little breakaway bucket underneath the hoop. Got away from Anaya Smith, now pushes her tally tonight to 14 points. Less than a minute gone in the first, and now an offensive foul. That's going to be assessed on Kamaya Bowman. As we take one more look, just great ball movement by Central Arkansas as the veteran Kemp gets away from the freshman Smith.
That's her first shot from inside the three-point arc.
It's funny because obviously Littleford was our player to watch. She's the leading scorer. Bree Stevens is the preseason defensive player of the year, but it's Kemp, one of those 3 returners, who might be the biggest highlight of them all. Littleford, though, heard what I just said and answers with her first 3-point basket of the evening.
They've been doing that all night, finding that open corner, and the Dolphins have left it open. And the Sugar Bears have just hit their 10th three of the night.
Check that second 3 for Littleford. She had one in that furious rally in the final 2 minutes of the first half. As we take one more look. Again, it's that far pocket, Ray. So whether that was on the near side of us here, on the near side of your television screen, or in this case, it's that left side on the other end of the floor, for some reason, the Finns have just been leaving that left corner pocket open, and Central Arkansas has been taking advantage. Priscilla Williams' hook shot is off the window and into the waiting arms of Bree Stevens. 6-point advantage, largest of the night for Central Arkansas. Kemp thought about spotting up. She's got her tongue sticking out, laughing at how open she was. Instead, they work the offense down low to Gibson.
Well, they get the 2 points, but Kemp, the ball started to roll off her fingers a little bit, and that's why she wasn't able to fire off the 3.
Special Jennings has all 4 timeouts as Anaya Smith's shot is way off the mark. And I wonder if Jennings is going to think about using that timeout with Central Arkansas now up to an 8-point lead. Here's Littleford, thought about the three, drives with the left, swatted away. Never mind, no need for a timeout. Although I think she may be signaling for one. Priscilla Williams is out here laying down the law.
Yeah, Priscilla Williams looking like a volleyball server with that rejection. It was smacked very hard on the line right toward the Sugar Bears bench.
Special Jennings was not signaling to our officials for a timeout. She was signaling for a, hey, let's keep it moving. Let's keep this game going. 47-39, great defense from the veteran leader. She's joined on the floor by Mikey White, Tatum Brown, Bailey Burns, and Micaiah Miller. Stevens thought about the layup, instead tries to dish it out to a Manning who can't handle the pass, and that'll be another turnover on the Sugar Bears. That is their 10th.
Yeah, unforced error there. The Dolphins looking to take advantage and get this deficit down a little bit. Right now it's at 8.
Brown comes around a screen from Burns. Miller along the left wing, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Williams for three. Yes, sir.
When Priscilla Williams is hitting threes and getting inside and taking mid-range, it's very difficult to defend her because you don't know where she's going to go for the ball.
Cook tried to answer with a three of her own. Brown with her 7th board of the day, gets it to Mikey White in transition, but she can't cash in on the other end. Up tempo the other way go the Sugar Bears. Here's Kemp. Drives on Williams, can't lift the foot, throws it off of Brown. Savvy move by the junior. She's letting Brown have it.
Yeah, the double team is what led to that play. Sugar Bears, though, they're able to keep possession, but the Dolphins stepping up the pressure here on this sequence and the last couple.
Cook to trigger for the Sugar Bears. On the floor for Central Arkansas, it's Kemp, Littleford, Manning, and Stevens. One of the bigger lineups that Tony Kemper can deploy. Cook drives into the paint, one-on-one with White, kicks it out to Kemp, 15 to shoot. Now here's Kemp, one-on-one with Brown once more, beats the freshman. The teardrop floater is off the back of the iron. Williams the board. Mikey White to the corner. Bailey Burns for three. That's over the hoop. Cook clears. Swatted away. Bailey Burns trying to pick the pocket of Stevens, who beats her one-on-one, kicks it out to Cook for three. They're going to challenge that record, Ray.
All right, now that's number 11.
White's teardrop floater off the window, gets her own miss though, kicks it back out to Williams. Can she go 2 for 2? Yes, she can. Big game P showing up. It's a 5-point ball game once more.
And Priscilla Williams now with 14 points. That's her second three of the night.
Kemp, still hot.
Well, we're keeping track. That's number 12. Just 5 more to tie, 1 more to break it. In that game against Bellarmine last week, that was only one of 3 team records they set.
Kemp's season high, 17 points against Bellarmine coming into tonight.
Well, the Sugar Bears won that game 85-29, so that's a team record of fewest points allowed at 29. And they also set the team record for the largest margin of victory at 65 points.
Priscilla Williams quietly now the leading scorer for JU with 14 points. Give her 15 after she makes the first of 2 free throws.
And she's scoring in all 3 ways. Free throws, mid-range, and threes.
Stays perfect at the line, 7 of 7. 53-47, 5:17 to go in the third quarter. Kemp comes off the screen from Manning, 10 to shoot, pulls it back out. Littleford drives left baseline, stops, pops, rattles it in and out. Manning thought she had the board. Priscilla Williams, though, comes flying in and takes it away. And now P with the coast-to-coast almost finish. Can't connect on the layup. but she'll head back to that friendly free throw line.
And a hustle by Priscilla Williams. That last time, Littleford got to the corner, but the Dolphins picked her up and forced a miss.
Central Arkansas has tied its largest lead of the day, 53-47. Don't go anywhere. The exciting second half continues here on ESPN.
Does the name Michael Mason ring any bells?
He was our gold standard, and then he broke the rules. Wish I could tell you life would always be fair, but you already know the truth. Throw everything you've got at him. The only way that I can protect you is to stop the people that are doing this.
The girl is his Achilles heel.
I need a way out.
Shelter, rated R. Only in theaters January 30th. Get tickets now.
Many people diagnosed as HER2 negative may actually have HER2 low metastatic breast cancer. That's why I dug a little deeper.
Asked my doctor questions.
And wanted another look.
I feel in control now because I learned about Enhertu.
Enhertu is for adults who have HR-positive HER2 low or HR-positive HER2 ultra-low breast cancer that cannot be removed by surgery or is metastatic, and who have received one or more hormone treatments for metastatic disease. Enhertu is a targeted therapy that specifically targets HER2 on cancer cells. Enhertu helps people live longer without their cancer growing or spreading compared to chemotherapy.
Your doctor will do tests to ensure Enhertu is right for you. Enhertu can cause serious side effects, like lung problems that may lead to death, low white blood cell counts that are common and sometimes severe, and problems with your heart pumping blood. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening shortness of breath, trouble breathing, signs of infection, cough, fever, chills, feeling tired, swelling of ankles or legs, irregular heartbeat, sudden weight gain, dizziness, or loss of consciousness. Enhertu can harm your unborn baby. Talk to your doctor about pregnancy, breastfeeding, and effective birth control. Ask about other side effects. With Enhertu,
I'm holding on to all that is mundane.
Magical. Mine. Sure, metastatic breast cancer will try to take it all, but not today.
Ask your doctor if you have low levels of HER2, because Enhertu may be right for you.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. That's actually an elaboration on point 2, but it counts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. 6, you can bring your own phone if you want. 7, also your number. Bring that too. 8, are you?
Their last 7 from three-point range, threatening the program record for trays in a single day, Ray.
They have 4 in the first quarter, 5 in the second, 3 so far in the third. And on the other side, the Dolphins are 16 out of 18 from the free throw line. 2 very different styles of basketball in the same game tonight.
Mia O'Brien, Ray Bureau, Adam Freese patrolling the sidelines. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Thursday night on ESPN. Priscilla Williams back at the aforementioned free throw line, where she is a perfect 8 of 8 on the day. No announcer's jinx there as she cuts the deficit to 5. JU led for over 14 minutes, nearly 15 minutes of the first half, before Central Arkansas rallied in the final minute, took their largest lead of the day at the time, a 4-point advantage at the intermission. They've now led by as many as 8, up by 5, 4:37 to go, third quarter. 15 to shoot for Bree Stevens and friends. They get it inside to Littleford, who kicks it back out to Stevens. Now 10 to shoot for the ASUN Defensive Preseason Player of the Year. Now they go down low to Griffin. 5 to shoot, posted up on Burns. Turnaround Jay off the window, no good. The rebound to Mikey White.
Dolphins are starting to protect that perimeter a little bit better here late in the third quarter.
White almost had it stolen away, but a weight room move by Priscilla Williams. Split 2 defenders, lays it up and in, and now Central Arkansas almost with an easy finish on the other end. Can't convert, though. And here comes Micaiah Miller.
Dolphins have a chance to tie or take the lead.
Paley Burns couldn't believe how wide open a look through the lane she had. She takes it. She is denied and contacted on her way to the hoop. That foul's going to go on Cameron Griffin.
Number 1 on Griffin, but it puts the Dolphins back at the line. So far, 18 for 20.
53-51. JU has made it a one-possession game once more. Burns a chance to tie it for the 5th time tonight.
And Cheyenne Kemp coming back onto the court for the Sugar Bears.
Yeah, Cheyenne Kemp, the leading scorer for either side until that most recent Priscilla Williams. Back-to-back successful trips on the offensive end of the floor as Burns misses the first. P now has 20. Kemp has 17. Kemp also has 2 fouls. Priscilla has none. Other foul trouble to monitor as we progress through this second half. We mentioned the 2 fouls on Kemp. 2 fouls as well on Bree Stevens. 3 on Reese. 2 on Jenna Cook and 3 on Manning. Burns gets 1 of 2, so it's a 1-point ball game. Stevens trying to feed Griffin, who's posted up on Miller. Priscilla Williams comes over for the double team. And they're going to say that's a blocking foul on Micaiah Miller. It actually almost looked like, Ray, Cameron Griffin thought she may have taken 1 step too many.
Yeah, the fans behind us, they're screaming for a traveling violation. And they may be right. There was a stutter step.
Special Jennings is armed with 1 challenge. So long as you have a timeout, you can challenge in college basketball this year, both men's and women's, as Griffin hits the first.
That is her first attempt of the season, and it's good.
No challenge, though, from the head Dolphin. And Griffin can't get the second to go. Priscilla Williams, though, swats out what would have been the rebound, and so that'll be a possession upcoming for the Central Arkansas Sugar Bears.
Coco Mitchell heading back in. She'll take over for Tatum Brown, who's having a terrific night. Brown with 9 points, 4 for 6 from the field. We'll see her again before long.
Cook tries to bounce it down low to Griffin. Bodies hit the floor, and it'll be JU basketball. Williams to trigger in the backcourt with Mikey White. .324 to go in the third quarter, 2-point ball game. White to Williams, top of the arc, guarded by Bohannon. Now inside to Burns. Dumps it off for Mitchell on the baseline. Mitchell can't handle it. And a great timeout called by Special Jennings. That's why she kept all 4 of them for moments like that, where JU will now maintain possession after Coco Mitchell couldn't handle that initial pass from Bailey Burns, Ray.
And she tried to get inside, may have tried to take the shot before really securing the ball. The Dolphins will keep possession, but on the shot clock.
They're on a 7-1 run, and they'll have the ball when we return in a 2-ball game here on ESPN.
This is where dreams take root and connections flourish. This is where people are empowered and all things are possible. This is Ratify Credit Union. And our commitment to this community goes beyond banking. We're your neighborhood credit union, woven into Northeast Florida since 1935. So we get you, because we share the same streets, the same experiences, and the same dreams. Ratify, your neighborhood credit union.
This is the college experience you want. The programs, the housing, the dream campus. You get amazing facilities and opportunities and communities. All at UCA, where learning takes you so far. And living, it's everything. UCA is affordable too, now with a debt-free pathway. So it's easier to go to college. With us, the University of Central Arkansas.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You've come to the right place.
For 20 years, JWB Rental Homes has helped Jacksonville families find affordable, quality rentals. And with our Home Step program, your rent can help build equity toward owning your own home. Start your path home at jwbrentalhomes.com.
One possession ball game here at the Swish. The visitors, the Central Arkansas Sugar Bears, have led the entire third quarter so far. 3:13 remaining in the third stanza. As we take a look at the Sugar Bears' road to the Swish, Ray Bureau, a 7-5 mark in the non-con. That included a 5-game winning streak. That included dubs over schools such as Arkansas State and Samford. Kept it close against 2 SEC opponents as well.
Just a 7-point loss to Missouri, and Arkansas was 89-77. We're talking good SEC competition. The Sugar Bears really gave them good games.
And as we mentioned, a record-setting victory in conference play last Thursday, 1 week ago, over the Bellarmine Knights. And this is a Central Arkansas team that returned just 3 players from last year's ASUN runner-up squad. JU will maintain possession, a chance to tie or retake the lead. Mikey White inbounds it, top of the key to Bailey Burns, 8 to shoot. Burns rolls to her left and lays it up and in. Great out-of-bounds play from Special Jennings and her team.
That is a 6th tie we've had tonight. Again, we've had 8 lead changes. It's been a back-and-forth affair all night long.
Kemp came off a pair of screens there. Would think that Tony Kemper is trying to draw something up for the leading scorer for the Sugar Bears. She does indeed fire. Heat check for the junior. Priscilla Williams, the board.
And a very rare miss for Kemp tonight.
Williams tried to thread the needle to Mitchell, but ends up throwing it away in the process. JU thought that maybe Bree Stevens got a hand of it before it sailed out of bounds.
Well, she pulled her hand back just before making contact with the ball.
54 all, 2:36 remaining here in this third quarter. The first half dominated by the Finns. This second half so far dominated by UCA. Stevens dishes it down low for a cutting Cook. And that is where you just look at a player like Bree Stevens and you would not think, Ray Bureau, 79 blocks, 10th in the country last year, 83 assists. It's a skill set you don't see every day. White splits 2 defenders, hopscotch through the paint, draws the contact, courtesy of Griffin, and she'll head back to the line. So we take one more look at Bree Stevens, just an absolute dime along the baseline to Jenna Cook. Returning Sugar Bear to returning Sugar Bear. That connection, that's been at least a year plus in the making. Mikey White's a bit of a quiet evening so far after double-digit performances during JU's road trip last week. 5 points, all 5 have come at the free throw line.
And she is one of the players that Coach Jennings would love to see get to the line. She and Priscilla Williams have been perfect from the stripe tonight.
Mikey, an 81% free throw shooter this season, her first at JU. And she stays perfect. And we're tied once more. 56 all, under 2 to go in the third. Stevens comes off a screen from Griffin, now back to Griffin, almost had it stolen away. Griffin leaves it back to Stevens, swatted away by Priscilla Williams. Priscilla corrals it, almost lost it. Nice job by the veteran, and now Mikey White can't get the jumper to go. Back and forth we go. Here's Bohannon, leaves it for Griffin, and stolen away once more by the Finns. 3-on-1 the other way. Burns to Miller. Help came via Cook. And then Miller throws it out of bounds, trying to get it back to Bailey Burns.
Miller wanted to take the shot, but started to lose control of it before coming down to avoid a turnover.
Cook was hot on her tail, too.
Yeah, but in the process, though, she missed the target.
Special Jennings and her staff clapping, encouraging this sort of fast-paced, in-transition type basketball that we're seeing from the Finns. Kemp thought about another three, passes it up. They work it around to Cook, who's money from three.
And like we saw earlier, this team, they don't have to have wide open, size it up, looks at the three. They will turn and pop, and they will make a bunch of them.
The sophomore Cook in double figures for the 6th time this season.
That three by Cook is number 13 for Central Arkansas tonight. They are 46.4% from three-point range this evening.
Foul was called off the ball, but JU is already in the bonus with 44.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. And so Priscilla Williams heads back to the charity stripe, where she finally misses a free throw. Was 10 of 10 prior to that miss. I think she'll take 11 of 12. 2-point ball game. Littleford controls for Central Arkansas. Drives, lays it up, and she traveled with it. That time, the officials do signal one step too many on the purple and white. 31.4 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. That's a 1.4 difference between the shot clock, or no, actually, yes, that is a 1.4 difference in seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Williams dumps it off for Burns down low. It's stolen away by Kemp. Burns hit the deck and Kemp came away with it. 5 to shoot. Cheyenne Kemp, one man to beat, stops, throws it up. Jumper can't go, but the putback from Camering Griffin is good.
That was an excellent play by Griffin, not giving up.
17, the last time they made the WNIT, but they're going to have to rally here in the fourth, down by 4, as we begin the final quarter of play between Jacksonville University and Central Arkansas. It's been a season, or at the very least a start to remember, in Special Jennings' 3rd season at the helm for the Finns, trying to become just the 2nd ASUN team this season to earn its 11th victory of the season. Only Florida Gulf Coast has eclipsed that mark so far this season. Littleford thought about driving left, kicks it back out. Now Stevens drives into the paint before kicking back out to Littleford, whose three-pointer is short. Bodies once again hit the floor. Can't question the Dolphins' effort in this one, Ray. Priscilla Williams, Bailey Burns both go down hard, helped up not just by their teammates, but by a pair of Sugar Bears as well.
Well, they know they have to play tough defense against a team that can really score and hold down the opposition. They've been hustling for every ball, and that will mean a lot of bodies on the floor.
Coco Mitchell, Mikey White, Williams, Burns, and Micaiah Miller on the floor for the home team. 9:32 remaining in the ball game. White brings it across the timeline. And now it's JU who's content to work in that half-court set. A trademark of Tony Kemp and the Sugar Bears is that's going to be a kick ball on Jenna Cook. It'll stay here with the Finns. 12 seconds left on the shot clock.
Kick ball, basketball.
Jenna Cook trying to argue that it wasn't a kicked ball, excuse me. A cooked ball, a kicked ball, same thing. Williams with a fresh shot clock. Williams one-on-one in the paint with Reese, can't get it to go. Stevens clears quickly. Here's Cook, near side, launches a three, and it's good.
That's number 14 for the Sugar Bears.
That is going to be inching closer and closer to a new season high for Jenna Cook, the sophomore. Give her 16, that ties her season high, which came at Grambling earlier this year.
And that was her 4th three-pointer of the night.
64-57 after the miss from Burns on the other end. Here's Littleford from long distance. No can do. The rebound to Reese. Here's Cook again. Heat check. She's still on fire.
She is the second Sugar Bear tonight with 5 three-pointers. The other, of course, Cheyenne Kemp. They are combined 10 for 14 from beyond the arc.
That's the largest lead of the day for Central Arkansas as we take a look at Jenna Cook. Man, oh man, a sophomore who last year appeared in 33 games, averaged just 3 points per contest, has 19 and has worked her way to being the leading scorer tonight for the visitors.
Remember Coach Jennings at halftime told Adam about the second chance three-point shots on the kickouts. That was a perfect example. We just saw Jenna Cook, after a missed shot, getting wide open behind the arc and nailing her 5th of the night.
Sugar Bears have 9 offensive rebounds. The Finns just 3. 10-point advantage for Central Arkansas. Does JU have another rally in them? Come on back for an exciting finish here at Swisher Gymnasium.
I'll have the burger. Actually, I'll have the chicken.
I feel like everyone's looking at us.
Told you that barber was legit.
Here we have the creature of habit. His nature is to stick to patterns, even when they keep him from thriving.
Same old, same old.
But what's this? He's discovered that HIMS makes it simple to explore treatment plans for sexual health, hair loss, weight loss, even advanced health testing. And he's actually completed an online intake. It's the first step to treatment, if prescribed, and a giant leap for the specimen. Evolve your healthcare at hims.com.
The pressure's starting to ramp up. A trip to the AFC Championship game on the line. Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Is running right here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing.
It's already rolling now for this new season.
The NBA on ESPN is happening now, and we don't know who's going to catch fire or who will shock the world. We don't know which bucket will break hearts. What'll go down in the rumor mill or inside the NBA. We don't know who's turning up courtside or when we'll hear it. But we do know that for opening week, Christmas, finals, and everywhere in between, there's one place to call home.
Stop playing with me.
On ESPN, it's always championships.
10-point advantage for Central Arkansas, their largest seed, and it's wild when you consider, Ray, if not for that euphoric finish to the second quarter, Jacksonville led for almost 15 minutes in this ball game, wire to wire almost in the first half.
Well, when you get your three-pointers going and make it your 7th game of the season with at least 10 made threes, you're going to not only stay in games, but build leads like the Sugar Bears have done tonight.
UCA, 15 three-point baskets. That is 2 off the single game program best. But JU is staying in this one by turning to their bread and butter, the free throw line.
And that's where Priscilla Williams is right now, where she's had a phenomenal night. She has missed just 1 out of 12 shots, now 12 out of 13 on the night.
Really great crowd here for this 2-game homestand for the Finns. They'll host North Alabama here on ESPN on Saturday as Williams 1 of 2. Cook boxes out for the rebound. She comes off a screen from Reese, who has 4 fouls. That leads either side. Here's Kemp, top of the arc, guarded by Coco Mitchell. Shrugs off Mitchell, and that's going to be an offensive foul, and that's going to be foul number 3 on Cheyenne Kemp.
That'll give the Dolphins an opportunity to cut this deficit down to 7 or possibly 6. Kemp trying to get that separation, but the left elbow came out too far.
Under 8 to go. Tatum Brown running the point for this JU side. A lot of run for Bailey Burns, who controls it top of the key. Dishes it down low to Priscilla Williams, posted up on Stevens. Williams with the left, misses the basket. Kemp the rebound. And now Coco Mitchell is tripped up and hits the ground hard.
She collided with Bree Stevens, did a somersault and came down. Looks like she's holding her right ankle.
I'm wondering if that was a twist, or she may have just landed directly on that high ankle.
Now, from our vantage point, it looked to me like it was Bree Stevens, but it was a collision with Cheyenne Kemp.
Yes, Stevens may be the one who incurs the foul. No, they gave it to Kemp, but Mitchell, of course, is helped to her feet by her teammates. Priscilla Williams retied her shoe and then said, you're good. You can stay out here. Coco Mitchell is one tough cookie. Special Jennings will insert Mikey White back onto the floor in favor of Mitchell.
Looked great to see her pop up the way she did.
And so it'll be White to trigger into Williams. Williams spin move in the lane, rattles it home. Crafty move by the veteran.
That's now 24 for Priscilla Williams.
Season and career high was 29 in that win over Georgia Tech back in November. Great defense from Burns, top of the arc. Now they get it down to Littleford. The drive, and she is denied by Priscilla Williams. Bree Stevens wants Priscilla Williams to get teed up. Our officials are looking at each other like we didn't hear anything. Williams thought she got all ball. They're going to call blocking foul for now. One official appears to be headed to the monitor. Nope, not going to head to the monitor. Just says 2 shots for Littleford.
Littleford has hit 4 out of 6 free throws so far tonight.
I kind of like it. You got Priscilla Williams talking a little smack, Cheyenne Kemp, Tatum Brown, John with them. It's ASUN basketball, man. These are 2 teams that this win could go a very long way. And of course, last year, Ray, JU got the win in this series at home. They're 2-1 all time against Central Arkansas at the Swish. But Central Arkansas won by 11 up in Conway. Here's Burns, thought about a 3 in transition. Dribbles around a Manning, and a Manning with authority. Now a Manning on the other end of the floor. Can't get the layup to go.
But she did draw a foul and will go to the line.
Great work on the defensive end, and now an opportunity at the free throw line for the St. Peter's transfer.
I love this number 25, Linda Manning, shooting 2.
Manning came in at 38% on the night, on the season at the line.
She gets 1 of 2 for the second time tonight. Tony Kemper's going to call a timeout. Settle down the emotions of this one as Special Jennings yelling out to the officials.
Well, Tony Kemper returns to be the head coach of women's basketball at Central Arkansas. He was assistant coach for both the men and the women during his first tenure back in 2006 through 2012. Now he takes over as the head coach.
And he's taken his team to not 1 but 2 ASUN tournament finals. Tonight, they've been paced by one of the members of that ASUN runner-up squad last year, Jenna Cook. She leads the way with 19. Priscilla Williams really has gotten cooking in the second half, Ray. 24 points for the graduate student.
Well, both these players They know what it takes to win a game. Priscilla's playing her game. She's been all over the court, in the paint, mid-range, free throw line, three-point range. Cook, as we've said many times already, 5 3-pointers on the night.
7 minutes to go, down by 9. What do the Finns have in store? Brown comes off a screen from Burns, lets it fly from about 20 feet out. It counts as 2, but it's got to mean even more.
That's now 11 for Brown, who had a terrific first half.
Here is Cook rolling to her left, lets it fly, no good. The rebound to Miller. Miller pushes pace, waits for numbers now. Miller splits 2 defenders, drew some contact from Manning, but it's actually a double dribble. I say she palms the ball. You don't see that every day.
That's turnover number 14 for the Dolphins.
Dolphins have brought that number down. They average about 16 per contest, 4th in the league. 7-point ball game. Stevens dishes it down low, swatted away by White. Tatum Brown in transition to Miller. Miller gets off a shot, but it ricochets off the side of the backboard, and Stevens hauls down the rebound. Here is Kemp. Central Arkansas has numbers, but instead it's intercepted by Tatum Brown.
Littleford was open just outside the paint, but Kemp did not see her.
Reverse layup, no good from Priscilla Williams. The putback from Bailey Burns is no good too, but she drew some contact, and so she too will shoot free throws.
Opportunity for the Dolphins to pull a little bit closer at the line. They've been really good tonight, 82%, 23 out of 28.
Bailey Burns, 1 of 2 from the line. On the season, Burns a 56% free throw shooter. 1 of 5 returners for Special Jennings in 2025-2026. Both these teams coming off of disappointing losses last Saturday, as Burns' second free throw is off the back of the iron, no good. Looking to bounce back and get one in the win column that could go a long way in the ASUN standings and ASUN tournament seeding. Fans here thought Littleford may have taken an extra step. Central Arkansas maintains possession. Kemp comes off a screen, posted up on White, dishes it down low baseline. Here's Reese, struck that Griffin. Griffin stripped away by Miller, and that is a reaching foul on the senior. It's actually going to be assessed on Priscilla Williams. That's Priscilla's second foul of the night, which Micaiah Miller already had 2 fouls. It's an off-the-ball foul. Yeah, I thought it would have been on Miller, but instead it goes on 23 in White.
Yeah, they called it on a block by Williams.
Kemp's jumper is no good. Foul is called on the floor. I think that's going to go against Brown. It'll stay on the floor.
Number 2 on Tatum Brown.
Yeah, neither Brown nor Williams are in foul trouble, but like Special Jennings told Adam at half, these are second chance opportunities for Central Arkansas that you just can't give them. Kemp met by 2 defenders, kicks it back out to Griffin. Griffin drives. Tatum Brown and Priscilla Williams can't believe it. They thought they had Griffin dead in her tracks, stripped the ball away. Instead, that's the 3rd personal foul on the freshman. 6-point ball game. Griffin gonna head to the line after she received some medical assistance on the sideline. I think she might have taken a shot to the nose. At least that's what it looks like they're operating on right now. Something on her face. Perhaps a bloody nose?
Yeah, she has a towel up to the nose.
This will be Griffin's second trip to the free throw line of the evening. I don't know if she's trying to do the She's the Man. Are you familiar with that film with Amanda Bynes, Ray? No? Okay. I don't know if we're trying to roll up some paper. Yeah, Griffin's going to check out because they can't stop the bleeding. And so it will be Layla Reese, armed with those 4 fouls, who shoots 2 for Central Arkansas. Reese makes the first one look easy, a 53% free throw shooter on the night. Her first free throws of the evening, misses the second. Good ball handling from Mikey White, almost lost it on the dribble, now gets it to Williams. Williams rolls left, turnaround, Jay off the window, rattles home. 5-point ball game, under 5 to play.
26 now for Priscilla Williams.
Kemp at the logo. Here's Littleford, one-on-one with Brown in the paint. Tries to spin around, and she took one too many steps. That time, Tatum Brown wins the one-on-one matchup, and Priscilla Williams with some friendly veteran advice. Remain calm, Tatum Brown. Don't say anything.
Yeah, Littleford tried to go one way, then the other, and in the process lost her footing. Both feet moved together, and a great defensive stand by Tatum Brown.
Williams fires from long distance, and there it is. Priscilla Williams ties her season high and makes it a 2-point game once more.
Her third 3 of the night, number 6 for the Dolphins.
Now Cook tries to respond with a 3 of her own. That misses everything and sails out of bounds.
Cook rushed that one. They've been able to just turn and pop all night, but she really didn't have good control of the basketball and got her arm extended a little too early.
Maybe she needs a talking to from Priscilla Williams like Tatum Brown received. Calm down. We got this. 1 possession game, 4 minutes to go. Burns from the same spot as Williams, not the same result. Misses it. Littleford hauls down the board. Williams is down on the other end, slowly retreating back for this defensive possession. Good defense from Micaiah Miller along the Sugar Bears sideline, a little too much. Looks like she drew. That is her 3rd personal. Priscilla Williams still a little shaken up after that collision under the basket on the missed 3 by Burns.
Bree Stevens at the line. These are her first attempts of the night. On the season, 68%.
Her head coach said a bit of a shooting slump for the ASUN preseason defensive player of the year last week. 7 total points between those 2 games. She has 8 tonight, and 0 for 2 trip to the line there. Brown hustles down the court, leaves it for Williams for 3. In transition, it goes in and out. The lid would have blown off top this place, and it would have also if that had been a charge by Micaiah Miller. Didn't get her feet set right in front of us here, courtside at Swish.
She was trying very much to draw that charge, but the feet just couldn't stop because of the momentum.
Good effort from the transfer from Wright State. Crafty move. Do have to be careful though now as Miller picks up her 4th personal foul, and that sends Littleford back to the line.
Sugar Bears now in the bonus the rest of the way. And yes, that does include overtime if we get there.
Littleford now 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Half of her points tonight have come from the charity stripe.
We mentioned her struggles at the beginning of the game, but she is now in her 14th double-digit scoring game of the season.
She stays out there with Stevens, Kemp, Cook, and a Manning. For JU, it's Brown, Burns, Williams, Coco Mitchell, and Mikey White, that guard-heavy lineup. Young guards, unafraid of the moment. Tatum Brown launches, can't connect. Cheyenne Kemp, though, couldn't get the rebound. It hits the floor. Bree Stevens comes away with it. An opportunity for JU. Their coaching staff screaming, get back on defense. 4-point game, 3:13 remaining. Here's Kemp, rolling right. Now back to Kemp, near side, 3-point land, no can do. Brown thought she had the board, but Stevens stole it away. Now Mikey White, though, able to maximize it. Now she throws it away. Burns hits the floor. That's a shot clock violation on Central Arkansas because the shot clock never reset. We've got chaos here at Swisher Gymnasium.
I'm wondering if they're going to talk about that because Kemp's three, to me, looked like it did bounce off the rim.
Yeah, it did indeed when we look at the replay. But I don't think that would have been 30 seconds on JU for their possession. And obviously they would have violated 10-second backcourt violation. They can get it across the timeline. So yeah, I just think the shot clock never reset. And so if I have to guess, do you reset and have JU? Hold on.
Each team has scored 11 points here in this fourth quarter.
In case that didn't come through, our officials taking one more look at the monitor. A timing error as we take one more look at Priscilla Williams matching her career high tonight.
She has had herself a banner night, and as we said multiple times, she's done it from all over the court. 2 points, 3 points, in the paint, mid-range, free throw line, especially 12 out of 14. And from the field, 7 for 17 with 3 three-pointers.
I don't want to try to play official, Ray, but my guess, I mean, that's an official error, so it should just be JU basketball under the hoop, right?
I would think so.
Priscilla Williams getting looked at by trainers during this official review.
And meanwhile, both coaches getting a free timeout, being able to talk over the strategy. It's only a 4-point game with 2:50 left. Dolphins, as they've done all night and all season, want to get inside, get to that free throw line, score those points with the clock stopped.
As our officials make their way back over here to press row. All right. It's going to be Central Arkansas basketball with 29 seconds on the shot clock. I guess because they're going to argue Bree Stevens had the ball there.
She came down with the ball in the hands and hit the floor.
Or because Cheyenne Kemp had it here, I guess. Either way, Special Jennings pleading her case with the officials. We play on. 4-point ball game, under 3 minutes to go. Two teams sitting at 2-2 in conference play. JU off to its best start in almost a decade, trying to get to 11 wins on the young season.
And the Sugar Bears with all their best three-point shooters on the court.
They feed Stevens down low, and she stepped out of bounds.
She came down, moved both feet when she hit the hardwood, and one of those may have touched the line as well.
So no harm, no foul after all that on the technical error. Mikey White controls it across the timeline. Miller stolen away by Stevens. Stevens lays it up and in. Easy bucket for the super senior.
10 points now for Stevens, but more importantly, makes it a 6-point lead.
Here's Burns, one-on-one with Stevens. The jumper is off the back of the iron. Kemp the rebound. JU has 2 timeouts remaining. Central Arkansas has a pair. Good defense from Burns, and Tony Kemper is going to have to use one of those timeouts to avoid a turnover.
Mina, we have 7 players combined in double figures tonight. 4 for Central Arkansas. Cook with 19, Kemp 17, Littleford 13, and Stevens just got her 10th. Of course, we know Priscilla Williams with 29, but Micaiah Miller has 12 and Tatum Brown with 11. There's been a lot of scoring from 7 players.
As we mentioned, we'll be right back here at the Swish on Saturday. North Alabama comes to town. They are currently locked in a goodie of their own across town at the University of North Florida. 49-43, Lions in front. That game is also in the fourth quarter. And then JU hits the road for 4 straight. They will face the ASUN leader if you want to talk about conference play, Eastern Kentucky, because Florida Gulf Coast is the better overall record in their first game of that road trip. EKU, though, narrowly defeated Lipscomb tonight, 69-60. Under 2 to play here in Swish. Here is Cook along the near side, guarded by Brown. 6-point advantage for the visiting Sugar Bears. Kemp pulls it back out. Kemp rolls right to her left, and that is going to be a charge. That's an offensive foul, and that goes against Stevens. That is the 3rd personal foul on Stevens, and an empty possession for Central Arkansas. Pivotal stop for JU.
It did take some time off the clock, however. 2-possession game, under 1:40 to go.
Mitchell, White, Brown in the backcourt, joined by Brown and Williams on the floor. Mitchell rolls to her left, trying to feed P inside. Priscilla Williams hops, scops, does a little hopscotch, then does a little flex, and now Cheyenne Kemp, I think she was celebrating. I think that JU.
Well, it looked to me like one of the officials did give the technical foul symbol.
So it's on Cheyenne Kemp. I think Priscilla Williams, as she's standing on the logo with her hands behind her back, I think she was worried her flex drew the tee. Instead, it's on Kemp.
Williams goes up for the shot. The regular foul on the shot. Kemp with the celebration. That is the reason for the tech.
Right. And so now Williams, arguably the best free throw shooter on the roster, gets to shoot 2 plus 2 for the tech. And this is exactly why she calmed down true freshman Tatum Brown, and she said, hey, we got to stay in the fight. Can't lose our cool. Williams. It may actually have been a double tech now, Ray, because Littleford is going to shoot free throws as well. So Kemp has fouled out of this game. It may have been a double technical, though, as Littleford is lined up to shoot free throws. I think Special Jennings was with us. She didn't see that coming. And now we're going to head to the monitor.
We're going to have another conference about it. But Priscilla Williams, very well experienced. She knows the situation. Make sure she doesn't give them extra free throws. Right now we're trying to see if Littleford will shoot some techs for the Sugar Bears.
The funniest part of the entire interaction was Priscilla Williams coming away from this play, doesn't say anything, simply flexes as she's walking back to midcourt, right, before she would shoot free throws, and then thinking that she is the one who is teed up, which she may well be, as our officials make their way over here to the scorer's table. And it looks like they will tee up Williams, too.
Littleford will take the shots for the Sugar Bears.
Makes the first. She got them both. They have not updated the scoreboard just yet. There it is. 76-70, negating the pair of free throws made by Williams. No one will shoot actual free throws after the double technical. Central Arkansas basketball.
Now they can try to use up the shot clock with a 6-point lead and 1:20 to go.
I thought Kemp has 5 fouls, at least in the box score, but she is still out there. I don't know if we're playing NBA rules tonight or... 7 seconds on the shot clock. Kemp lets it fly, rattles out around the rim, and who else but Priscilla Williams the board. 6-point game. Williams gets it to Burns and then Mikey White along that right side. Now back to Williams in the paint. Jumper, good.
She has now set a new career high with 31 points.
4-point ball game, 42 seconds to go. What will JU do? They try to trap Littleford in the corner. They can't. Sugar Bears working her out to Kemp, who passes up on the 3 in favor of working some shot clock. And Burns is forced to foul Littleford on the logo.
Well, Littleford is 9 for 12 from the line tonight.
31.9 seconds remaining.
Headline of the Sugar Bears, number 20, Shea Littleford, shooting 2.
Littleford misses the first.
Well, she had a slow start, but she's at 15 points right now.
And she gets the second. 77-72, 5-point game. Special Jennings calls for a timeout. Although our officials are pointing at us. Yes, that is a JU timeout. We did not call the timeout, sir. We want this game to keep going forever.
Well, there are times I'd like to call a timeout just to catch my breath.
Back and forth we have gone at Swisher Gymnasium. JU led for almost the entire first half before Central Arkansas rallied to take a 4-point lead headed into the break. Then it was all Central Arkansas in the third, but JU has battled here in the fourth. It's a 5-point game, 31.9 seconds remaining. Priscilla Williams, a career-high 33 points, a Herculean effort, matched by 4 players in double figures for the Sugar Bears.
And the Sugar Bears have also hit 15 three-pointers, the 7th time this season they've had 10 or more.
All right, if you're JU here, Ray, go for the quick 2, or are you trying to shoot a 3?
Well, they have to get some points on the board. They need a deuce and a 3.
Miller drives left, knocks it off the window, no can do, but it's swatted out of bounds by UCA.
It's kind of like the situation in football. You need 10 points. Should we kick or go for the touchdown now?
Mikey White will inbound for the home team. Gets it into Williams. 22 seconds on the clock. Williams posted up on Reese with the right. Can't connect, but she'll head back to the friendly confines of the free throw line.
Sugar foul number 12, Layla Reese, 5th personal foul.
Layla Reese has fouled out.
Number 5, Cora Mitchell.
At least she has 5, and I thought that 5 meant you fouled out, but Cheyenne Kemp has 5, and she is still somehow on the floor.
Headline of the Dolphins, number 23, Priscilla.
Yes, the box score does say Kemp has 5. And Williams just continues to put points on the board. 32 now for Priscilla Williams. Check that, 33 is what the box score says.
I think they haven't updated yet, so that should make it 35 for Williams. Again, a new career high either way. Previous career high was 29 at Georgia Tech. It's a 3-point game, 18.3 seconds remaining. Again, Priscilla Williams.
It is now updated to 35.
Started out slow, has been dominant here in the second half, particularly from the free throw line where she is 16 of 18. And meanwhile, for Central Arkansas, Jenna Cook is the leading scorer. The bulk of her work taking place in the third quarter. She's been quiet here in the fourth.
She and Cheyenne Kemp, each with 6 of those 15 three-pointers, 2 from Littleford, 2 also from Stevens, and they got 1 from Reese as well. So that's the reason that Central Arkansas is ahead. Those 3-point shots, 15 for 35, that's 43%.
JU is #1 in the A-Sun Conference in forcing turnovers. They're gonna have to force a big one here in order to get the ball back and have a chance to either cut further into this lead with 18.3 seconds remaining or tie it. It's UCA basketball. Tony Kemper used his final timeout, and so they advance the ball to their offensive end of the floor. Stevens to trigger. Trying to get it in, she can. Again, they don't have any timeouts. Kemp comes away with it. Mikey White is forced to foul Cheyenne Kemp, a 73% free throw shooter.
She has not shot a free throw yet tonight, however.
At the line for the Sugar Bears, number 4, Cheyenne Kemp, shooting 2.
Kemp gets the first. Native of Morrilton, Arkansas. Her 11th game in double figures this season. You can't get the second, though. No timeouts for JU, or rather, I thought they had no timeouts. The officials point to Special Jennings, who thinks she has one more. I'm a little confused here, and I think our officials may be as well, Ray.
Coach Jennings is talking to one of the officials. I think she's asking, why don't we get the ball, if I heard her correctly.
Yeah, and the thing is that they had the ball. Priscilla Williams had the rebound and was ready to bring the ball up the floor. They then signaled a timeout for Special Jennings, who, yeah, she's saying we don't have any timeouts, so why would I call for a timeout? Get all of ESPN college basketball all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your TV provider.
The Dolphins do get the possession, but it's a two-possession game with 13.6.
Tatum Brown's got to work fast, gets it back to Williams. Williams step side to her right. Three-pointer is good. 7.2 seconds. Neither team has a timeout. It's time for that JU Dolphins defense to come out and play. Mikey White thought she had a steal. They end up fouling Emery Bohannon. Seemingly the only player, check that, well, outside of Santa Caterina, who exited this game with an injury in the first half. Bohannon is the only player in this game who has not scored. She's heading to the free throw line with a 1-point lead and 5 seconds on the clock. Bohannon, a true freshman and truly a hometown hero from Conway High School.
4 for 5 on the season at the line.
Biggest free throws of her young career here, and she misses the first. Again, neither team has a timeout. One way or another. After this Bohannon free throw attempt, JU's got to box out and try to get this one going the other way. They can't convert. Tatum Brown, 5 to shoot, brings it up the floor, trying to go coast to coast for the finish. She gets fouled! Tatum Brown is fouled with seconds, mere milliseconds left on the clock. The officials are signaling that they will head to the monitor. Tatum Brown trying to go coast to coast, recognized 5 seconds, she could get up the floor. The shot was no good. Looks like they're gonna call a foul though. Our officials are now checking to see if Shea Littleford fouled Brown before time expired. It's a crafty move. It's a bet that may have paid off for the true freshman. I like her odds. I mean, let's take a look here, at least from what we can see. She gets the shot off, and the foul occurs. That's 0.7 seconds from what I can see, Ray.
And I heard the whistle before the buzzer, so if you ask me, Tatum should get 2 free throws.
Tatum Brown, a outstanding first half for the true freshman, was 4 of 6 from the floor, just 1 basket here in the second stanza. But with the game on the line, it's the true freshman who gets the ball in her hands. Our officials confirm 0.7 seconds left on the clock, and Tatum Brown will head to the free throw line for the first time tonight with an opportunity to tie or win this ball game for JU.
She is at 70% on the season.
The true freshman had the game winner in the season opener here at Swisher Gymnasium on a layup against Charleston Southern. She has an opportunity to be the hero once more, this time at the free throw line. Somehow, some way, Cheyenne Kemp has been downgraded to just 4 fouls. And she is back on the floor as Brown steps to the line. The outcome of this one largely in the freshman's hands. And she rattles home the first. At the very least, Tatum Brown has tied this game. And with 0.7 seconds left on the clock, at the very least, it looks like we would be headed to overtime. But she has a chance here to secure the win as well. And it goes in and out. Williams, the putback is no good, and we are indeed headed to OT. 78 all. I told you we didn't want this game to end. Let that clock keep running. Momentum favors Tatum Brown and the Finns. The true freshman makes 1 of 2 at the free throw line with 0.7 seconds left to ensure the first overtime game of the season for both of these sides. Jenna Cook snares the opening possession of this game, but she's fouled by Coco Mitchell in the process. Both these teams still in the bonus from regulation, and so Cook will head back to the free throw line. 19 points in this one for the sophomore.
That is number 2 on Mitchell.
On the floor for the visitors, Central Arkansas, it's Cook, Bree Stevens, Cameron Griffin, Cheyenne Kemp, and Shay Littleford. Both Linda Manning and Layla Reese have fouled out of this game. Kemp, officially updated, has 4 fouls. That foul on Brown that resulted in the game-tying free throw was assessed on Manning. After Cook makes both free throws and Central Arkansas regains the lead, here's Burns rolling with her left. The floater in the lane drops in. Griffin dumps it into Stevens. One-on-one with Mikey White, a mismatch. Williams comes over for the help side defense, and now Griffin fires from three-point range. Can't connect. Here's Williams. Cross-court heave to Brown. Brown leaves it for Mitchell, denied, and then somehow finds Bailey Burns. Cheyenne Kemp couldn't really put on the full force block, given she saddled with those 4 fouls. So Mitchell gets the ball back, gets it to Burns. JU is in front for the first time since the first half.
Yeah, Mitchell got the pass off before actually coming down to the floor.
Griffin working on Brown and rattles it home with the left. Williams one-on-one with Cook, another mismatch, lays it up and in with the left, and Priscilla Williams has put up a 40-burger. Surpassed her career high by 11, and we've still got 3:19 remaining. JU up by 2. Here's Kemp. Gets it over to Griffin. 15 to shoot for Kemp. Now to Littleford, right pocket, guarded by Mitchell, going one-on-one. Thought about a step-back 3, gets it to Griffin, drives baseline. Stevens can't handle the pass. Coco Mitchell one-on-one with Littleford the other way. The Euro step, the reverse layup, can't finish, hits the deck hard. But Littleford fouls Mitchell, and Coco Mitchell will head back to the free throw line.
For Littleford, that'll be her second personal foul. If you're wondering about foul trouble, Reese and Manning are out. Kemp has 4, and for the Dolphins, Miller and Burns each with 4, Williams and Brown each with 3.
Miller set to check back in. Burns is on the floor as Mitchell visits the free throw line for the second time tonight. 0 for 2 and held scoreless through regulation. Coco Mitchell coming off a weekend in which she had 16 points, a season high against Queens, had 8 against West Georgia last Saturday. Still can't find the box score here tonight. Words of encouragement coming from the bench. Mitchell rattles home the second. 3-point lead for JU.
Mitchell will head out. Micaiah Miller will take over on the court.
Again, Miller has 4 fouls, so does Bailey Burns. We're forced to see some fresh legs for Central Arkansas. Juliana Gibson got the start. Haven't seen much of her here in the second half or OT. She's back in with so many Sugar Bears struggling with foul trouble. Kemp has finally cooled off from long distance. Misses the 3. Here comes Brown the other way. Kicks it back out. It's swatted away by Littleford, but Littleford got all of that interception. Flew out of bounds with the basketball, and it'll be JU ball. Two and a half minutes remaining in OT. Miller comes off a screen from Williams. Brown working on the right side. They go inside to P. Priscilla kicks it back out to Bailey Burns, but Burns, miscommunication, wasn't waiting for it.
Yeah, Williams saw Burns in the corner, but by the time she got the pass off, Burns had taken a couple of steps to her left.
Dolphins had done a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball in the fourth quarter in OT up to that point. Here's Cook, misses. Stevens thought she had the board. Burns instead comes away with it, and now Bree Stevens is gonna pick up foul number 4.
That 3-point effort from Cook. Priscilla Williams got just the tips of her fingers on the ball enough to knock it out of line.
And again, both teams are in the bonus from regulation. It carries over, so Bailey Burns heads back to the free throw line. On the day, she is 2 of 4. She has 10 points on the night, but 4 of them critical buckets, or excuse me, 4 of those points critical here in this overtime period. Give her 5. And for the first time since the second quarter, JU leads by multiple possessions. 5-point advantage, 2:05 remaining. Gibson and Williams, and it's poked away by Williams. It stays with the Sugar Bears. Littleford cleaned up the mess. Littleford goes one-on-one with Williams, battling in the paint. They don't call the foul. They say that Gibson, in trying to corral the missed shot by Littleford, stepped out of bounds. That'll be the 24th turnover by Central Arkansas tonight. Central Arkansas entered this game allowing turning the ball over just 12 times a contest, the best mark in the conference.
But the Dolphins are the best in forcing turnovers, and they did a lot of that tonight, getting possessions away.
Brown gets the ball across midcourt, gets it over to Burns. Burns breaks the press, goes up with it, and that's an offensive foul on Bailey Burns. And that is her, they say that's her 4th, but we have it here that is her 5th, and Bailey Burns will be out of this game unless one of her previous fouls was assessed on a different player.
And a nice job, as you see there, from Gibson. She did set her feet.
They're letting Burns play it out, so we'll just say she has 4 fouls in a 5-point game, less than 90 seconds remaining. Kemp, saddled with 4 fouls of her own, working on the left side of the key. Gets it over to Littleford, 12 to shoot. Littleford posts up on Mikey White, and now a reaching foul is called on White.
Number 2 on Mikey White.
I guess if you're Mikey White, in theory, with 13 seconds left on the shot clock, you send Littleford back to the line where she did miss some critical free throws down the stretch.
She
that
has
forced
hit
this
10
game
of
to
14.
go OT, yeah. Gets the first, that'll make it a 4-point game, a chance to cut it back down to 1 possession, and she does. Each team is given a new timeout here in this overtime period. Neither Tony Kemper or Special Jennings has used it yet. Priscilla Williams going Euro step in the lane, draws the contact, back to the free throw line. As JU fans here at Swisher Gymnasium start flexing on them, just like P.
Williams is 16 for 18 at the line tonight.
The box score has not updated. It still says she has 38 points, even though we know that to be 40, unless something has changed. Either way, she has a chance to get to 40, if she hasn't already, and push this lead back out to 5. Priscilla Williams, 18 of 20 from the free throw line. Kemp comes off a screen from Gibson. Burns trying to plead with the officials. Now she works on Burns once more. The jumper from about 10 feet out is good. Priscilla Williams almost picked up her foot on the inbound. Almost a turnover on JU. Tatum Brown stays cool, calm, collected. Avoids the double team, works her way through traffic. 89-86, three-point ball game. 15 to shoot. The true freshman controls it near the midcourt logo. Now 10 to shoot. Comes off a screen from Williams. Back to Williams. Williams thought about a three. Drives and draws the contact from Emery Bohannon. Let's shoot a few more, P.
The Dolphins took a lot of time off the clock, and if Priscilla makes even just one of these, it's a two-possession game with under 26 seconds left. Stats-wise for Priscilla, it'd be really rotten to see the game end. Of course, if they end up with the W, we'll all be happy.
Hey, let's go to 2 OTs. Let's get her a nice 50 burger. 91-86, 23 ticks of the clock remaining. Shea Littleford gets the shot off, can't get it to fall. Tatum Brown the rebound. No one from Central Arkansas has fouled her yet in a 5-point game. Mikey White about to cross midcourt when Cook fouls the sophomore. And now she will shoot free throws to try to ice this one in favor of the Dolphins in what would be an incredible come-from-behind victory for Jacksonville University.
Third time this season, the Dolphins have put 90 points on the board also.
JU led by as many as 7 in the first half. They did not lead in the second half until there were 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Central Arkansas led by 10 in the third quarter. JU now leads 92-86 even after the miss from White with 10.2 seconds remaining in overtime.
This game has had 11 ties and 9 lead changes.
Are you not entertained? By the way, we're keeping tabs across town in what has been another really epic clash in the A-Sun. North Florida trails North Alabama 55-54 with 14 seconds remaining in that game.
North Alabama coming over here to Swisher on Saturday.
So there'll be tired legs at UNF Arena and Swisher Gymnasium.
Hopefully the young women will get some good rest tomorrow. .2 seconds. Tony Kemper using his lone timeout of the overtime period. Let's see what he draws up here. Down 6. With Priscilla Williams, the steal, the score, a fitting finish here at Jacksonville University. And now a Cheyenne Kemp travel. And if you're a fan of the Dolphins, you couldn't have written a better script. As impressive a win as we've seen in Special Jennings' 3 seasons at the helm of this program. 5.3 seconds for formalities. Bailey Burns dribbles it out near midcourt. She is fouled by Juliana Gibson, and so Burns will shoot some non-consequential free throws, perhaps for some, before we get on out of here, and JU comes away with an improbable 11th victory of the season. They will be the second A-Sun team to reach the 11-win plateau.
in what has been as dynamite a game as you would imagine, let alone the fact that it went to OT, Ray. JU, the Dolphins looked dead in the water in that third quarter.
Well, let's not forget the freshman Tatum Brown. She hit one of those 2 free throws, but that one tied it up with less than a second left to give it.